Welcome to Comet Compuserve Private Limited, e-learning program of implementing and administering networking technologies. So we are going to see about IP subnetting. In part one, we have seen about the general concepts of IP subnet, as well as we have seen the subnetting calculation for class C. Now in this section, we'll see about class B and class A subnetting, and we'll discuss about VLSM and the advantage of all those VLSM compared to CIDR. So let's proceed with the presentation. So coming back to the class B, as I discussed in part one, we need to remember the subnet table. Borrowing bits is very important. Based on number of bits we borrow, the subnet mask may vary. So it starts with 128, then 192, then 224, then 240, 248, 252, 254, 255. So this table you have to remember so that you can make this calculation very easy. So if you take class B, so it is represented as net net node node. Okay, so two portions will be of network address, two portions will be of host address, and 16-bit given for network portion and 16-bit for nodes. So minimum two 2-bit we have to leave it for host so that we can form a number of hosts inside the network. We have seen 2 power n minus 2 is 0, so more than that we have to have, otherwise we cannot add more machines. So 2 power 2 is 4, 4 minus 2 is 2, so we'll have to host minimum, right? So in case of uh, connecting between router and switch, so in that places we require only two IP addresses, so which is a slash 30 address, right? So if I have slash 30, I can make the requirement satisfied for the infrastructure requirement. Lot of devices will be connected point to point. So why should I waste more number of IP there? Anyway, there is no plan for adding the numbers, right? So I will go with slash 30 in those places where I will use only two addresses. Okay. Here we can borrow maximum 14 bits. Out of 16 bits, I can borrow 14 bits. Okay. So rest 2 bits we have to leave for the host portion. And default subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. But once I do a subnetting and dividing more, right, from big network, I'm dividing into smaller networks. So the subnet mask will get added up. And IP address range from 128 to 191. So most of the things it is covered in the IP addressing concepts, class A, B, C address, and the range of IP addresses. But we are also just we are refreshing so that we recollect all the details which we studied in the earlier portions. So now getting into subnetting. So now the question is subnetting class B IP address. So we'll have to start working on it. So let me take a marker. Okay. So they have given class B address 172, and they have given subnetted class B. See, basically, if you see two 255s, blindly we can say it is a class B address because we know what is a default subnet mask. But once we get into subnetting concept, so there will be changes in the subnet mask. One point in time, you will get the third segment is also 255. Once you borrow all 8 bits, right, this becomes 255, the third portion. But if you see the IP address is falling under class B, so we can take a combination of both IP address and subnet mask, and we can decide which class is it. So if there is any change in default subnet mask and the number belongs to class B, then we have to say it is a subnetted class B. It is very clear that subnetting calculation is done, and we are taking the advantage of splitting the bigger network into a smaller network. So we'll have to proceed on that, right? So now first question is number of subnets. Okay, so since it is 128-bit, so we'll see how to do it. So if suppose I'm taking 1-bit borrowing, right, in the out of 16 bits I'm borrowing 1 bit. So borrow 1 bit, 2 power n minus 2, so it is 0. So if I'm borrowing 1 bit, then there is no host available. So we cannot do any kind of subnet calculation. So in class B, we cannot have this subnet mask. So it is not possible to build the host. Okay, the reason is you're seeing right once since you are borrowing only one bit, the subnet mask will be as per the subnet table. The subnet mask is 128. That is correct. But here, what happens here is I cannot form number of subnets. So nothing possible to create a network here. I cannot have any more networks. It is not usable. So we'll have to go for next level. So now I'm doing with the second level. Instead of 128, I'm just doing with 192. Same address, same IP address, right? Network address. Since it's with the zero, I'm saying it as a network address. Now, 192, it is a subnet mask, modified subnet mask or subnetted class B with 192 as a subnet mask. So what we have to do first thing is how many subnets available in the network. First, we'll have to see how many networks we can follow. There is a big network available as 172.16.0.0 as a big network. Within that network, how many small networks I can form? Okay, I need to understand that. So now I'm just starting the calculation. So I'm borrowing one bit, nothing doing with one bit. Borrowing two bits, I'll have two subnets, um, whereas my subnet mask will be 192. And if I borrow three bits, I can have six subnets, but my subnet mask will be 224. So I have to match this and this, right? So I conclude that I can borrow two bits. So it is very clear. If I borrow 2 bit only, I'll get 192. Okay, reverse also true. So from 192, I can directly say you have borrowed 2 bits, or you do the calculation and find out but you can borrow 2 bits and come to this conclusion. So now you can have two subnets within this range because you are borrowing 2 bits. Okay. So how many hosts per subnet? Now I know this 172.16.0.0 can be broken into two subnetwork. That's one step. Second step is each network, how many hosts will be available. So now, since I already borrowed um, 2 bits from the host portion to the network portion, right? I have given 2 bits. So now I'll have rest 14 bits. So I'm just doing the calculation. 2 power 14 minus 2, it is 16,382. So in two networks, so this I divided into two network. Okay, one network is divided into two, and each network will have this number 16,382 host, approximately 16K host. Each network will have 16K host. Network 1, network 2, like that. So I can have a bigger network like this, 16,000 hosts in a single network, right? So third question is what are all the valid subnet ID? What are the valid subnet ID? What we have to do? We have to subtract from 256 to 192. So 256 minus 192 is 64. This is also available now. So now we know how to break it. So we'll just move on to the next slide. Same table I have to go with. Just writing out the numbers. Here one difference we have to notice. Since we are borrowing from the third portion, right? This is class B subnet, not class C. Class C we borrowed from the fourth segment, okay? Now this is the class B network, so we borrow from the third segment. So whatever changes you are going to make, it should reflect in the third portion, okay? It should not go to the last portion. That is over. Class C it is over. Now it is class B. So you have to make the changes only in third portion. That's why I highlighted in red color. And now I also making a tick. So we have to do it. And calculation and other stuff is same, but still you wanted to understand, right? So we'll have to do like that. So if you take table, so it will be just taking the table 192.168 dot, sorry, this is class B address 172.16.64.0 So again another 64 we have to add. 172.16 dot 64 plus 64 128.0 172.16 dot 128 plus 64 192. So as my subnet mask is 172.16.0.0, my subnet mask is 255.255.192.0. Okay, this is the requirement. So what I understood from here, I can have um, two subnetworks, and each network can have 16k 16,000 hosts approximately. Okay, it is 2 power calculation, so whatever number you have seen, can make a note of it. So now this is the network number. So from here I have to go for a host ID, right? The starting address and ending address we have to do it. So what I'm doing here is, so I need not do this, okay, because this already no progress required in this, no changes. So we cannot use this one. We have to use this only, right? So before to that, I'll fill the broadcast address from the earlier stage, 172.16.191. The previous network will be 191. Okay, the last address of the previous network. Okay, that is a broadcast IP, right? 191.255. So what is the end IP? It will be 172.16.191.254. So this is the end IP. And starting IP is easy, right? 172.16.128.1. Right. So this 128.1 is a starting IP. That 191.254 is ending IP, and this is the broadcast IP. Now same way we can fill it for the first line. 172.16.127. Okay. Dot 255. This is the broadcast IP for the entire network. Whereas here this will be the previous IP 172.16.127.254. So this is the last IP, and the first IP would be 172.16.64.1. Okay, now subnet table is ready. Just by doing -1 -1, I just brought it here. But in actual, we have to understand how many networks are made, right? So I'll take you in further step, okay? Because we have to understand clearly how the networks are being formed with the given IP address. So you know, one network will have 255 IPs, and we can have maximum 254 systems to be used. So in case of this class B, what happens is I'm starting with 172.16.64.1. So the next IP would be 172.16.64.2. Okay, likewise, I'll keep on going till what? 172.16.64.255. Once that is a last address in this range, I'll immediately switch out to 172.16. Sorry, 16.65. 65.0. So this is the network ID. I cannot use it. Then 172.16.65.1. 65.1. Again, this will go up to what? 172.16.65.255. All right. So after that 65, it will go with what? 66. So here I could see I can have 255 IP. So this is one 255 IP, right? I'll just highlight here. This is one network. I mean, even within class B, how many IPs we have? See, this is again 255 IP you'll have. This is again 255 IPs. So likewise, I'll keep on going till I get what? 172.16 dot what 127. 27.0, then so it will be starting IP 127.1. So this kind of setup is used with corporate environment. So this has huge number of IP address. So by typing different types of segment, right? So we are getting this much IPs in one subnet. Okay, 64.0 is one subnet we started. Within the 64.0, we have so many IPs. Okay, so for all these things, this is going to be the broadcast address. So this is how we get 16,000 IPs. If we calculate here, it is 255. Here it is 255. Okay, here it is 255. So if we keep on going, this is also another 255. Okay, so dot 0 and dot 250 will not use anyway, but still we'll get 16,000 plus IPs to use in the single network, right? So this is the advantage of class B. Normally this is used with a corporate environment, okay, corporate networks where they have equal number of networks and equal number of hosts available in the setup. Okay, this is for class B subnetting. Hope this is clear. So we'll go with next example. So same subnet, I'm taking 240 as an example. The subnet mask is getting changed. So since you have gone through multiple things, you have to directly say how many bits you have to borrow. So for 1 bit 128, 2 bit 192, 3 bit 224, 4 bit 240. So you can directly say I will borrow 4 bits, right? I require to borrow 4 bits for getting this subnet mask. So 4 bits means 2 power 4 minus 2 is 14, and I can easily conclude that I can form 14 subnetworks under this one mask network. Maybe this is a supernet and this is a subnet, right? So 14 subnets I can have. Now, how many hosts I can have? I have borrowed 4 bits, right? And out of this 4 bits, you will have how much? 16. So balance minus 4 is 12. So 12 bits you have, right? 12 bits. So you can have 4094 hosts per subnet. So now earlier we saw 2 subnets only, but now it is 14 subnets. Each subnet can have 4000 hosts, approximately 4000 hosts. So what are all the valid subnet ID? Just 240, subtract the 240, you'll get 16. Now it will go in the increment of 16. See the table? Where it is getting increase, since I have already explained, I didn't mark it here. Anyway, I'll just give it to you for example. I'm just doing the changes in the third segment, right? Why? Because this is a subnetted class B where we have to make a change. So I'm not going for the complete 14th table. Normally in exams, they will stop with the fourth or fifth. They will not take you more than 10 also. So at least you should have the practice in writing. Okay, so in exams you will not get calculator or you will not get anything. You will get only pen and paper to do the calculations or anything. So here it is very clear how to form the table. Now the questions may be, what is the second IP of fourth segment, fourth network? They'll ask that question. So this is the fourth subnet, and first usable IP is dot one. I asked second, right? So it will be 172.16.64.2. That will be the second IP of fourth subnet, right? Otherwise, they'll ask what is the broadcast address of seventh subnet. Okay, so we'll take this as an example. So this is the broadcast address of seventh subnet. So this is the requirement. In real time, we'll have some tools to be used. I'll show you the tools also in later point in time. But now we should understand the calculation, how it is done manually. Okay, the network administrators will be doing the calculations in the network. So I'm just going further. It is 254, right? So same thing. How many bits you have to borrow? You have to borrow 7 bits. I'm just directly going to the point. So 7 bit I'm borrowing. You have to get the subnet mask as 254. Since you borrow 7 bits, 2 power 7 minus 2 is 126. I will have 126 subnets. How many hosts I will have per each subnet? I will have 510 hosts. See, once network count is increasing, automatically host count is decreasing because I'm borrowing extra bits from the host portion to the network portion. So one side it is increasing, one side is decreasing. That is natural. So what are the subnet ID? 256 minus 254 will be 2. So I have to increment the table with 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'll till 126 this count will go. So I'll have to keep on writing this table, right? So this is how the table is written in class B. So next is this is the very important area because by seeing this everybody will get confused that this is a class C address because class C default mask is 255. But if you see, people will get confused because it is a class B address. So what I'm saying, this is a subnetted class B. Okay, it is nothing wrong in mentioning the number, but it means that somebody is doing the subnetting from this particular IP, and that's why we are getting 3255 for class B. So it is very clear. I am borrowing complete 8 bits from the host portion. So I'll have 254 subnets. Now the number of networks is 254 networks. What is number of hosts? Same 2 power 8 minus 2, 254 hosts. So it is very clear this network will have 254 small network. Point 1. Point 2, each network will have 254 hosts. You will get 254 usable IP. So how it is done? So this is the way you have to write. So it is anyway 256 minus 255 is 1. So it will increment in the range of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 255 it will go. Then you will get all the details. 254 segment it will go. 255 it will get stop. Now I'm going one step ahead. So 172.16 same IP address, but here it is 224. So I exhausted after borrowing 8 bits from third portion to class B, and now I started pulling the bits from um, fourth segment for class B. Okay, so 8 bit is over. Now we have to borrow from the fourth octet to the network portion. So again, just calculate it 224. So since you are, I mean, I'm just doing the calculation here, 8 bits is completed. So that is over. I'm just going to the next portion, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. 224 is 2 power 3. Okay, so 6 subnet. So now here 3 bits I'm borrowing. Here already 8 bits are there. So 8 plus 3, 11. So total I have to borrow 11 bits for getting this particular subnet mask. You are clear, right? So since third portion is completely exhausted, and for the next portion I'm doing the same calculation. So I'm just stopping with 3 because I'm getting the mask as 224. Mask as 224. I'm assuming that I'm just completing the matching. So what I'm doing, 8 bits here, 3 bits here, 8 plus 3, 11. So I'm meaning that from host portion, I am borrowing 11 bits to network portion. So it is borrowing, network portion is borrowing from host portion, right? So it will have 2046 subnets. Okay, this particular thing will have 2046 subnets. How many hosts will have? It will be like balance what? After 11 bits gone, out of 16, 11 is gone. Balance is 5, so 32. 32 minus 2 is 30. So each network will have 30 hosts. See, this is used in the small projects. Suppose you have small projects and you don't have more than 30 systems available, you go with this range. So how many networks you want, you can do it. If at all they expand more than 50, no problem. You give them another slash notation to them and they can use this IP address. Okay, so this is used for small scale industries. So here, valid subnet mask is 32. We are just subtracting from 256 minus 224. So we get 32. So where we have to put the 32 in the fourth segment because we get the numbers in the fourth segment variance only. So we'll have to mention it from the fourth segment. Now I'll have to fill up the fourth segment first because this is already completed. So we'll have to start with this. So 1.32, 1.6, 1.96. 1.92, 1.224, it's like that. We'll have to complete the entire one series first by 32, 32, 32. I'll be filling up the tables. It will go for anything like that. How many networks we have seen here? We'll get 2046 subnets. Okay, so within, and each subnet will have 30 votes. That is the calculation what we did. So now, if I do like this, see for one itself I got now six, another 224, 240, 248, 252, 254, 255. So another 5, so it's 11. So for this one range itself, I'm getting 11 subnet. If I go with the other range as 2, then again another 12 net, 11 or 12 networks. So like that, I like to keep on increasing till I reach 172.16.254. So the last segment will be 172.16.254 dot that 255. That will be the last IP address in my range. So that is how you will get 2046 subnets in your calculation. So this is class B. So with this, we are completing session 1 on IP subnetting part 2, and this is we covered with class B. So next session we'll take it with class A. Thank you very much.